welcome to our last Who Knows podcast.
Who knows what we're going to talk about today?
How are you doing, first of all?
Good. There's been some weird energies within me for the past few days, but that's also because of the environments that I've been in. But I'm cleansing, I'm staying protected and grounded, so, but yeah. How have you been?
Great. I mean, we've been in Thailand for, 10 days. 10 days. Just got back 2 days ago, and that was, an amazing trip with experiences that we've never experienced, neither me nor Dad. So that's been fantastic and also exhausting at the same time. And we just had a long talk before we started recording this and how we're going to do. And so do you want to start talking about that?
Yeah, so for the past month of us recording this podcast, because when we first started recording, or when we first came up with the idea of the podcast, there was a big will and want to do it, and we both didn't really have that much happening, so we had enough time to be able to focus and put our energy into it. But as time has gone, the more and more busy we both have gotten, and the more and more this podcast has kind of just faded in our mental, I guess, image, if that makes sense. And so we had a long talk about it right now, because I was like, this is how I'm feeling about the podcast. It's feeling more and more like we're just doing it just to do it, and not really because we want to do it. And you kind of felt the same, and then I was like, okay, well, do we feel that we want or can put in the time and effort to make this podcast worth our time? And we both kind of felt like that want to do it isn't really there. So,
well, the thing is, like we talked about, I mean, we've done 23 episodes so far.
Yeah, this will be the 24th.
And if we're going to continue this, we need to put way lot more hours and work into it to get it out there, because at the moment we just post it on YouTube and on our Substack. We're not on any actual podcast platforms, and normally for a podcast to be successful, you need to put in a lot more time to edit and produce and market it, and
like anything in life, you can't
absolutely
just expect it to work out. You need to be able to put your time, energy, and effort into it.
Yeah.
So, but that will transition into our final topic of this podcast, which will be goodbyes.
Or see you later, who knows?
Yeah,
but
goodbye
because
for now.
like we said, like I was asking you when we were talking about what we're going to do, because Dad is really sad that we're finishing this. He's the biggest fan, and he's like, but it's got such potential if you do this and this and this. Yeah, but the thing is, somebody has to do A, B, and C for it to carry on. So yeah, but if we had somebody that did the editing and did the marketing and did the production, and then I think we would do it, because I enjoy having these talks with you. I really do.
The actual talking part of it is completely fun.
Yeah.
It's everything outside of that's like, oh.
Yeah, because you are the one that cutting it and editing it together, and yeah. So now, because of Emilio, she's doing more work around her readings and healings. I'm doing more on my writing and working with Dad
projects
and our project here in Bali. So it's all about prioritizing where you want to put your time and effort into, or on what, so to make it good, because really we don't want to do anything that it doesn't feel good.
And I mean, like you said, like, this isn't a it could be a see you later, like maybe in the future when we both have more time and we feel that, hey, we kind of missed doing this, and now we have the time to be able to put the energy into actually committing to, you know, making progress with this podcast, then yeah, we could do that. But
absolutely.
For now.
Yeah, so if you listen to this for the first time, because it might be somebody that's listening for the first time,
can go back and listen.
Yeah, we got another 23 episodes because we have released every Thursday for 23 weeks on or our Substack, which is Who Knows Podcast with Kim and Emmylou.
Yeah.
So, goodbyes.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Goodbyes are very weird because they can be very, very easy, and they can be one of the most gut-wrenching, heartbreaking things known to man.
I agree.
So it's fascinating with goodbyes. I think it just kind of depends on the actual attachment to whatever you're saying goodbye to. Because if you're not attached to it, then the goodbye wouldn't be as hard. At least that's how I envision it. I might be wrong about that, though.
I don't think there's a wrong in that.
I don't think there's ever a wrong in anything, but it's a different topic.
Mm-hmm.
But give us a story of one of your goodbyes that kind of stuck with you.
Okay, I'm gonna go back all the way until when I was 19, I think. Yeah, I was 19. I went to Vancouver, Canada when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed there for 9 months, working as a nanny in a beautiful Canadian family. But the friends I made during the 9 months there was amazing. We had so much fun. I did some traveling down to the States, and we went skiing in Whistler and all that. So when I left, because my job finished, because she had another baby, and of course then she stays home with the baby, and I was trying to look for other work, but my work permit in Canada at the time was only allowing me to stay another couple of months. So anyway, when I said goodbye and I left, I mean, I was so sad. I didn't want to leave. I really, really wanted to stay. So my plan was, because I really couldn't say goodbye to anybody, I'm going to go back to the embassy in Stockholm, and I'm going to sort this visa out, and I'm going to come back. That's my plan. I really, really wanted to stay in Vancouver. But yeah, that didn't happen because they didn't give me the visa that I needed, or I was trying so many. So that is a goodbye. Normally goodbyes, I don't really care so much, but that really stuck with me because it would have changed. I would have had a different life if my visa at the embassy in Stockholm gave me a Canadian visa. But no, here I am. So that was a really, really, really tough goodbye.
Yeah, I think
I hated it.
My equivalent to that is when we left Spain.
For Bali.
Yeah. And because the day that I left from Spain was my friend's birthday and Halloween at the same time. So we had a big party both to celebrate Halloween, his birthday, and my goodbye. So it was a lot, and all of my friends were there, and we hung out and we had fun all night until it was time for me to go, and then it was weird because it was like a party type energy. It didn't really feel like it was like, oh, I'm going to the other side of the planet now. It's like, all right, good night, guys, see you guys tomorrow or whatever. So it was a weird thing. Like, for example, one of my, if not my closest friend in Spain, like, she had gone to bed because I don't know, I mean, I left at like 4 a.m, I think it was. So some people were already sleeping, but I just like nudged them a little bit and woke them up and be like, okay, I'm going now. And like, that was weird because it was like, obviously they had just woken up and I understand that, but it was just kind of like a hug and then goodbye, you know? Whereas like one of my friends, he actually took me outside onto the balcony and we just kind of sat alone together and just kind of reminisced on memories and yeah, but
it was a little bit same for you. You didn't think that you were moving forever. You thought you were going to be 2 months.
2 months,
yeah. And then 3 years later, we're still here.
Yeah. No, but like I remember that car ride to the airport. I was like, what's happening right now? Like it doesn't, like, your brain doesn't really fully process it at the time, I feel, especially when it's such big like changes. Like I remember, like, because we went from Spain to Sweden and then in Sweden for a week.
Yep.
And then here to Bali. And during that week in Sweden, I did so much crying. Like, I remember, like, almost every day I was just, like, covered in mascara all over my face. But, yeah, that was... I think that was... I'd say that was one of my more harder goodbyes. Because usually with goodbyes, I don't really mind because I know that either I'm not attached enough to be able to be emotionally like bothered by a goodbye, or I know that goodbye is kind of a see you later. Like, even if it's like in multiple years time, I will eventually see you later, you know. So yeah, goodbyes are really weird,
but they can be so freeing as well.
100%.
It could be like, oh, thank God, that's over. Goodbye and never again.
I mean, you remember when I broke up with my last ex, and when I finally made that decision, and
you shifted in 2 seconds.
Immediately when he left the door, I was like, and there's the power back. Like, okay, like I've just been like mushed into mulch this entire year, and now it's like, oh, I'm actually not just a pile of shit on the floor. I'm actually just like this huge tree with like, it was wild. That was a wild experience because I remember looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, whoa, that's who I am? I don't remember that. Whoa. Yeah. Be careful how people treat you because some people are fucking sneaky.
You teach people how to treat you.
Yeah. But I didn't know at the time.
I know.
I didn't have a voice at all.
No. But that's, some goodbyes are just, freeing, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a huge weight off the shoulders.
Yeah.
So, talking about goodbyes. They're emotional, fun.
What have been some nice goodbyes that you've had? Like, some that have been like that same freeing feeling, like the one with me and my ex.
Well, the one that comes to mind at the moment was my last employment.
Employment?
Yeah. I haven't been employed for the last 15, 16 years, but I worked in a place in Spain part-time as... kind of...
Was it the place where Dad worked night shift?
No.
What is this place?
No. When was that?
I don't know.
No, that was way before you were born even, I think. Anyway, no, this job, I was only there because we so needed the money at the time, basically. And that's a shitty position to be in because the boss that was there, he was a psychopath.
What job was this?
How old were you? But you were only like 4 years old. I don't think you remember. I was working between 10 and 2 every day, so it wasn't...
Okay, then it's not 15 years ago. Oh yeah, it is 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, because I was actually talking...
To me, my brain was like, oh, my latest memory is 5, so that's when my life began.
Yeah. No, I think it's maybe just when you... when you started to remember or whatever when I finished. No, I was working as a kind of community, one of these luxury apartment urbanizations in Spain, where the apartments cost a fortune, and then the garage is full of really...
The terracotta one.
Huh?
The terracotta one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the place.
Oh, yeah, maybe you do.
Because didn't Dad, like, go back a few years later and have some form of work there?
Nope, never.
Then that might have been a dream.
Yeah. No, anyway, so I hung in that job a lot longer than I thought. Than I thought I was going to do, or that I wanted. But yeah, it just, we needed the money. But when I said goodbye to that job, oh my God. And the funny thing is, because I just started my yoga classes, my private yoga classes, maybe 6 months into that job, or a little bit before. And as soon as I finished, I got double the yoga clients, you know, because I freed myself from the hell that I was in, because that boss was crazy. He was a psychopath.
It's so funny with the universe and how not like detachment and surrendering, like, it's so funny that this comes up, because one of my friends, he loses everything all the time. Yeah. And yesterday he lost his keys, which had very sentimental things on the keychain. And so he got really upset by it, but then he sat down and he started doing some, like, focused breathing and a little bit of like a meditative state, and during that he was like, okay, I surrender, like, it's okay. And immediately after he opened his eyes, they're like right there.
No,
not like in front of him, but he found them immediately. And so
when you let go, it's when
you say goodbye to those things.
Yeah, so that's the goodbye that came up when you asked if there's any freeing ones, because that was
some people more. Man.
It's interesting in workplaces how one person can make it so sour for the rest. And I've always said, you know, all the people that are working with us, it's family, you know, it's a team.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I've had many clients since my ratings kind of started going up, that like, so many of them, their work is fabulous, they love it, it's truly their passion, but then, like, there's just someone, like a coworker or the boss, who's just a ball of negative energy and no one likes them. And it's like, part of me feels bad for them, but also part of me is like, okay, but you're aware that you're doing this. If you're not, just open your eyes.
Look in the mirror.
No one likes you. Change. But yeah, some people.
Yeah. So I think we covered some goodbyes, good and bad, like they are. Some very neutral as well.
I don't really think that there is such a thing as a bad goodbye. There's negative emotions towards a goodbye, but I feel that if the time has come for you to let something go, then that's meant to be. I mean, it's the same way with you and your Canada story. Like,
yeah, I know.
Even though that was a really tough goodbye.
I was 19. I was crying on the flight. I was like, no, I don't want to go.
This was oh my God, this memory just popped up, which was really weird. I remember I was, like, I don't know, 7, younger or older, I don't know when my first flight alone was, but it was one of my first few flights alone.
From Spain to Sweden?
Yeah, and I had only been there for like 2 weeks or something like that, and for some reason, this has never happened before, but for some reason when I got on that flight to go back to Spain, I started bawling my eyes out. I think it was because I was like, oh, Grandpa and Grandma are gonna die now. And I was like, that's the last time I'm ever seeing them.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened there, but that memory just like popped up. That's so weird. It's so weird how that happens. Your mind's just like, oh, this one. But yeah, goodbyes. They're positive, whether you see it now or in the future.
For sure. So is there any goodbyes within yourself that you feel that you've had in your personality or within you, or a pattern or whatever that...
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I said thank you, goodbye, and kicked them out the door. I kicked my 15-year-old, 16-year-old self out. I remember it was... I don't remember if it was an actual moment where I did that, but I remember it was quite sudden in me. Like, it wasn't very a smooth sailing out of that. It was like, okay, we're done now. Like, get out of here. Because 16-year-old me was not a fun person to be around. And not a fun person to be. So, yeah, as soon as I... Yeah, that was a big goodbye within myself. Because...
I mean, basically, it's a lot of insecurities you said goodbye to, I think.
It's deeper than just insecurities. I mean, I was a terrible human being.
No,
you have no idea the things I did and the things I experienced and all these things.
Okay.
I haven't murdered anyone, just for your...
Thank you.
You know. But no, I continuously hurt people that I cared about a lot, and I was conscious about what I was doing, but I just couldn't help myself from doing it.
Yeah, that's nasty.
And that's a really sucky thing about being so incredibly self-aware.
Yeah.
And so, like, analytical is that I'm aware that I'm being self-destructive, but I can't help it, so I'm just going to watch myself do these horrible things to myself and other people. But yeah, that part of me, sayonara, they're gone, hopefully. I mean, they're not. I'm not letting them come back. But
no, you choose, right?
Yeah. No, that was one, if not the biggest one, that I had within myself. What about you?
The one that pops up in my head is when Joel and Marcus were 7. You weren't even born yet. And I was watching, I think it was Mom that sent down V8s, you know, the video cassettes. Because,
your mom?
Yeah, your grandmother. That because we didn't have really good internet or anything, and this is long ago. But anyway, somebody said, because we were watching this doctor or therapist or whatever, and he said, when you scream at your children, you change who they are. Yeah.
Obviously, whatever you do to your children, that's...
No, but the screaming, I have never been like a screaming mother, but before they were 7, and there were 2 boys, twin boys, and I was, single the first few years, and so I was very firm, and I did raise my voice, but after he said that, something happened in me, and I decided, goodbye, I will never, ever, ever scream to them again, and I haven't.
No, you switched at 180, and then you became the cold shoulder person. So.
Which is a lot better, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. No, because screaming, first of all, you teach them that that's okay. Secondly, when he said it changes who they are, I thought, no, I'm not going to change them in that way. But
so does the silent treatment.
Well, that's a different thing. I know what you mean because I feel like I remember when you did something bad, and I thought, okay, until you realize that you need to come and say that you're sorry.
Such an annoying rule. Because there was times where there was like over 24 hours. Yes. Nothing.
No, because you needed to realize.
Like, fine, I'm sorry.
Because saying sorry can be so damn hard. You know, you see your
it
brothers.
It wasn't hard for me to do. It was just annoying that you always won in that situation.
What do you mean won?
Because I came and said sorry, so that means
you've done
that
something
you got
bad.
victory.
You did something really bad.
But I had him.
She says, smiling with a little twinkle in her eyes. No, but that is so much better, I think, just to ignore until the kids realize, okay, Mom, I'm sorry, and then everything is fine. It's my heart is always going to be open. And this, I must say as well, for a parent to have the cold shoulder and completely ignore the love of your life that is just trying to reach out, and you just close that door until the love of your life says, I'm sorry. It's so much easier to scream. Believe you me, it's so much easier to scream.
I don't agree with either of them. I think just communicate with your child no matter how old they are.
Well, you know, certain age you'll see when you become a mother. Just communicate with a 5-year-old that is all, and a 14-year-old
tantrum, and then go, like, when they've calmed down, be like, can we talk? No? Okay, keep going, tantrum.
Darling, I'm gonna watch you become a mother. I'm gonna stand there
I'm gonna be the best mom.
Nan, just spoiling.
I don't want to be a mom.
Well, you will be.
But I'm gonna be a mom.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. I don't want to be. I'm gonna tell my child it's an accident. No, I'm kidding.
You will never.
I would. 100%.
It won't be an accident.
No, I know
it's
that.
Funny.
But it's just
you've
funny
always
to say
been,
that.
But you've changed a bit lately, the last year, because you've always said, no, I'm never gonna have kids. Now you're like, I know I'm gonna have them, but I don't really want them.
I still don't want kids. That hasn't changed. It's just now that I'm very aware that I'm here and I'm built as a mother.
Yes, you are.
I have the birthing hips.
Yes.
I have the motherly energy.
Yes.
I've been taking care of everyone around me basically my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm just made to have kids.
Yes,
I just don't want them.
Well, you still have a choice.
It's like
you don't have
it's like
to.
being hired for a job that you never wanted.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, lovely job.
I don't want it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you don't have it, but I think you will. I think you will. And I'm so very grateful when they come.
Yeah. And it's annoying because my brothers aren't getting kids. And they're like in their 30s now soon.
Well, they're 29. Yeah.
It's
well,
like,
I think they will. But, I mean, I had you when I was 38. So, and boys, they can... was I 37?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I turn... Oh, I turned 38 that year. Yeah, true. Yeah, so there's plenty of time.
It's just annoying because to me it's like, oh, because with my brothers, it's like, oh, they're like, they have their life going and, you know, it's fine. They don't really need kids. But for me, it's like, oh, you're 18 now? Where are the kids? Come on now. Where are the kids?
Never have I said that.
No, but it's like that expectation of I'm gonna have kids. The boys, it's like, oh, we don't really know. But for me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have kids.
No, because I see it more clearly around you. I don't know why. I just see it more
woman.
clearly. No, it's got nothing to do with that. I see it with one of your brothers as well.
Do you really think that Marcus is gonna have a kid?
Maybe when he's if I think he's gonna be like your dad, an older dad.
He will be an interesting father.
He will be so much fun as a dad.
If he teaches his kids sarcasm and irony at a very early age, then yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that he doesn't. But I think he understands that now, though, that kids don't really get sarcasm. And
after the whole conundrum with me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he was young as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 17.
Young. Brain not ready.
Okay, my brain isn't ready, but
I'm
pretty okay as well.
Yeah, but you're a girl. Girls are always a bit ahead. We are. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no, that's going to be fun whenever that happens.
God,
So why did we start talking about kids
I have
suddenly?
no idea. I was just thinking that. I was like, the topic was goodbyes, and now we're talking about motherhood and kids.
No, we were talking about goodbyes that we within ourselves.
Oh yeah.
And then we started when I said that
We
I'm never ever gonna
into
scream.
someone.
Yeah, but it's funny how, because I'm super stubborn, so when I make a decision within myself, Dad's always said that he's so amazed with how I can just switch and change from this is happening today and tomorrow this is never gonna happen now, and it never happens again. So I think that's a good thing to have within me. At the same time, maybe the stubbornness.
I agree to an extent with that.
Me too.
Because sometimes you will have like, and obviously this is a very normal thing, but you kind of put it off in a way where it's like, I'm just being a little cheeky. Like where you, like you'll decide to do a thing for a certain amount of time, but then every now and then it'll be like, oh, but it's this thing. Like, for example, sometimes you take like sober breaks where you just don't drink alcohol for a certain amount of time. And you do that, but then every now and then you're like, oh, but it's, and like there's always that like middle-aged woman thing where it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, like with a glass of
middle-aged somewhere.
Like every woman with a glass of wine has said that at some point in their life.
Probably, yeah.
Which is so stupid because it's like, just drink, like you don't need an excuse.
No, of course.
That's also a really bad thing to say. Just fucking drink.
Like. Yeah, no, but it's like if you're gonna eat something really bad. For example, I haven't got a sweet tooth, but my mom has. So if you're gonna eat a cupcake with frosting and everything, enjoy it. Don't eat it with guilt, because then it ends up on your hips.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's it's funny.
Did you just say if you eat it with guilt, it ends up on your hips?
Yeah.
As in the fat ends up on my hips?
Yeah.
Is this some like Swedish saying or myth or whatever?
No, but it's like maybe it's not exactly the same, but it's like if you listen to really loud music that you like, it doesn't hurt your ears. But if you listen to the same decibel of music,
about hips?
No, it's just a saying.
This is what I'm asking. Is it a saying or actual facts?
No, it's probably a saying.
Okay.
I don't think it's fact, because if you eat it and enjoy it, you're still it's still the same amount of calories, right? But I do believe that the body is if you eat a frosted cupcake with guilt, then the body, everything that you think about your body, it picks it up.
It's the same way as that study where they just insulted and were really, really mean and rude to water.
Yeah.
And they were super, super nice to the other one.
Do you remember that test?
Yeah.
That we did with rice.
With rice?
Oh no, that was your brother's.
No,
we never did that test with you.
Not rice, but I remember there was a phase at some point in my life where you guys were obsessed with water particles and like how the crystallization thing happened with different energies and stuff like that.
No, it's super important. I still am obsessed with that because water is life, and without
but there was a point where it was like all you talked about.
Well, yeah, no, because we did this test with Joel and Marcus, and this is actually scientifically proven, and you can do it with your kids if you haven't done it. To just not even your kids, you can do it with anybody, with adults as well, because that record we have in our mind that is like stuck on repeating bad things about ourselves, whether it's I need to lose some weight or whatever it is. It's normally why haven't I got I want curly hair, I got straight hair, I got straight hair, I want curly hair, I got fair skin, whatever it is. But the test is you take boiled white rice, just normal boiled white rice. You put a cup in one glass jar that you can have a screw top lid on, and a cup in another. You fill it up with drinking water. You close it, And on one jar, you write, I love you. And on the other one, you write, I hate you. And for 1 week, you put them like 2 meters apart. Every time you pass them, when you pass the one with I hate you, you really have to send some hateful thoughts. And the other one, you go, I love you, you're so beautiful. And we did that with this when Joel and Marcus, they were probably, you were born, so they must have been 11 or 12. Well, no wonder you can't remember. You were crawling around the house probably. And every time we passed, and I felt so sorry for the jar, I hate you jar. But so I had problems going, I hate you, because I had no reason to hate that rice or the jar. But after a week, the hate jar was all murky and mushy, awful. And the other one was just crystal clear, beautiful. And Joel and Marcus, they really took it to heart, because they, after school, every time they had to pass and do that. So it's interesting with
That's
water.
That's why I have that rule with I can't pass a mirror without leaving saying something positive.
Very good.
Because it's like, it's the exact same thing. It's just with yourself. Even though you can't see physical changes, like with rice, it's still happening.
It is happening.
So it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Again, how did we get here?
Well, this is what we do. We roll with it.
Yeah.
But we're going to finish off soon. But it's kind of... How do you feel saying goodbye to the pod, though? Is it...
For me, it like I said at the start of the pod, it's a goodbye for now. Like, I feel very good leaving it for now, and I feel very good with having the thought that we might come back to it later. And if not, it will just be a cool thing to look back on and be like, oh, look at this that we did for 24 episodes. Like, and be able to listen to all of them and then, like, see how much we've changed. And, But
I do hope we come back, though, because I so enjoy having these talks with you.
100%.
And listen, and also, like you said, going back 23 weeks, you so much is happening in your life and in yourself and everything, and how you've changed just during these 23 weeks, which is amazing. Or is actually a little bit more, because we had a break when we moved.
I remember, like, 2-3 months ago, I went back and listened to the first episode, and I was like, already I disagree with 90% of what I'm saying. This is how much I've changed. Like, what is happening? So, it is fun to have these kind of time capsules to be able to look back on. But I do feel that we will come back to it at some point. It's just not the right time right now.
Yeah, maybe somebody else will pick it up and say, I can do the editing and producing and marketing for you. Because it's not, releasing once a week is not that much. But, But anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure doing this. And I do want to finish off with our grateful things, though. Do you want to start?
I am very grateful that we came up with and went through this experience of having the podcast. I feel that it has improved our relationship quite a lot. So that's nice. I'm very, very grateful that the house is coming together and that everyone is happy and healthy and home. I'm very grateful that we are able to get food on our plate every day and whenever we want to, basically, which is such a luxury.
Good. Yeah, I'm also super grateful that we've done this. I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to your thoughts and how you grow constantly and very fast at the moment. Can't believe it. I'm also super grateful how we live here and our lifestyle and the Bali and Balinese people. And I'm very grateful for our 2 furry 4-legged little ones. One is lying here completely knocked out, sleeping.
Yeah, it looks like they've put anesthesia on him. He's just like, no.
Yeah. And I'm grateful that we are saying goodbye to the podcast for now.
For now.
Because I also feel that it's just for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of love your way, wherever you are.
See you when we see you.